There's a version of you that starts a business this week without spending a single dollar on it. Not $100, not startup capital, zero. And the strange part is the businesses that actually let you do that aren't secret. They're sitting in plain sight and almost nobody looks at them twice because zero investment sounds like a scam headline instead of what it actually is, a completely different way of thinking about what a business even requires. I've spent years studying how ordinary people, no inheritance, no connections, build real income from nothing. And the pattern that keeps showing up in the zero investment category isn't luck. It's a specific type of business where the thing you're selling isn't a product you have to buy first. It's your time, your existing skills, or someone else's inventory. Three businesses, no upfront cost. Here's exactly how each one works. Before we start, quick intro if this is your first time here. I'm Block. I've spent 7 years researching how regular people build real wealth without a head start. And one thing I keep coming back to is that people overestimate how much money it takes to begin and underestimate how much time it takes to actually stick with something boring long enough for it to work. Keep that in mind because all three of these are boring. That's exactly why they're still available to you. Business 1, service arbitrage. Here's the simplest way to understand this. You don't need to be the best at something. You need to be the connector between someone who needs a job done and someone who can do it. Think about a homeowner who needs their gutters cleaned. They don't know a single gutter cleaner. They just search online and call whoever answers first. You can be the person who answers first, take the job and subcontract it to someone who already owns the ladder and the tools, keeping the difference between what you charge the homeowner and what you paid the person who did the actual work. You never touch a ladder, you never buy equipment. What you're selling is trust and convenience, being the first responsive, professional sounding option a stressed homeowner finds. How to start? Pick one service: pressure washing, junk removal, lawn care, something with a lot of existing independent workers in your area who are bad at marketing themselves but good at the actual work. Post a simple listing on local Facebook groups and next door. When someone responds wanting the job done, call 2 or 3 local providers, get a price, add your margin, and quote the customer. You collect payment, you pay the provider their cut, you keep the difference. How to scale? Once you've run 5 or 6 jobs through the same 2 or 3 providers, formalize it. Ask them for a standing rate so you're not renegotiating every single job, and start running the same play with a second service category using the same customer base. A homeowner who hired you for gutter cleaning is also a homeowner who might need pressure washing next spring. Success strategy: respond faster than anyone else. In local service businesses, the first person to answer the phone usually wins the job regardless of price. Set up call forwarding to your cell phone and treat every inquiry like it expires in 10 minutes because in this business, it basically does. Business 2, freelance skill reselling using what you already know. This one trips people up because they assume freelancing requires a specialized skill they don't have yet. It doesn't. It requires a skill you already have that someone else finds annoying enough to pay you to do it instead. If you're organized, you can offer virtual assistant work managing someone's inbox and calendar. If you're comfortable on the phone, you can offer appointment setting for small businesses that hate cold calling. If you can write a clean sentence, you can offer proofreading or basic copywriting for small business owners who know their website reads badly but don't know how to fix it. None of these require a certification, software purchase, or portfolio built in advance. How to start? Pick the one skill from your current or past job that you do without thinking about it, because that's usually the one you're underselling to yourself. Message 5 small business owners directly, not through a big freelance platform where you're competing with 1,000 other people on price, but through Facebook groups, local business pages, or people you already know slightly. Offer to do one task for free or at a steep discount as a trial in exchange for a testimonial and referral if they like it. How to scale? Once you have 2 or 3 small recurring clients, raise your rate for new clients while keeping your existing ones at their original price. since they're already loyal and referring you. Reinvest the first real payments not into equipment since you don't need any, but into slightly better tools that save you time, a scheduling app, a faster way to invoice so each hour you work becomes worth more. Success strategy: undersell the skill, oversell the relief. A small business owner isn't paying you for proofreading, they're paying you so they never have to think about their own website copy again. Sell the fact that the annoying task disappears from their plate permanently, not the mechanics of what you're doing for them. Business 3: consignment and dropship reselling with zero inventory. This is the oldest zero investment business there is, and it still works because the core mechanic never changes. You find something someone else already owns and wants gone, and you sell it to someone who wants it, taking a cut without ever paying for the item yourself. The consignment version: offer to sell other people's unused items, furniture, tools, electronics on marketplace apps for a percentage of the final sale price, usually 20 to 30%. You photograph it, write the listing, handle the messages, and the pickup coordination. You never own the item and never pay for it. The dropship version, which works even without physical local items. You list a product from a supplier who ships directly to the customer, and you only pay the supplier once the customer has already paid you, meaning the money moves through your hands before you ever spend a cent of your own. How to start. For the consignment version, post in your own neighborhood group offering to sell people's unused big ticket items for a cut, since most people have a garage full of things they've been meaning to sell for months and never get around to listing properly. For the dropship version, pick one supplier and one simple product category you understand well enough to answer customer questions about, and set up a basic online storefront using a free platform. How to scale. In the consignment model, once you've sold a handful of items successfully, ask satisfied clients to refer neighbors, since word travels fast once people see their old treadmill actually sold for real money. In the dropship model, once you find one product that sells consistently, add 2 or 3 related products from the same supplier so a customer who buys one is tempted to buy a second in the same order. Success strategy. In both versions, the entire business lives or dies on trust and photos. A clear, well-lit photo and a fast, honest response to questions will outsell a lower price from someone slower and vaguer every single time, because the customer isn't just buying the item, they're buying the confidence that the transaction will go smoothly. Now, here's the thing that connects all 3 of these, and it's the same principle that shows up in almost every real zero investment business. You are never selling a product you had to buy first. You're selling the gap between 2 people who don't know each other yet, one who has something, needs something, or can do something, and one who's willing to pay for access to it. That gap is the entire business. It costs nothing to occupy, and almost nobody bothers to stand in it, because standing there requires doing something most people find slightly uncomfortable: cold messaging strangers, negotiating with contractors, asking a neighbor if you can sell their old couch. The discomfort is the barrier to entry, the same way it is in every boring business that actually works. Morgan Housel writes in Same as Ever that people underestimate how much simple, repeatable actions compound over time because they're chasing something more exciting instead. That's exactly what separates the person who reads a list like this and closes the tab from the person who messages one contractor, one small business owner, or one neighbor with an old couch this same week. Let me tell you about 2 people. Daniel is 29, works retail, and has wanted to start something on the side for 2 years. Every time he considers it, he thinks about the money he doesn't have to invest, so he waits, telling himself he'll start once he's saved a few $1,000s for a real business. 2 years later, he still hasn't saved that amount because the money that would have gone toward it keeps getting absorbed by everyday expenses instead. Alex is 31, works a warehouse job, and one Sunday afternoon messaged 3 local pressure washing companies asking for their rates, then posted a simple ad offering pressure washing services in his town. When someone responded, he called one of the three companies, quoted the customer a price with his margin built in, and made $80 without touching a hose. Within 2 months, he was running 4 or 5 jobs a week through the same two providers, clearing $600 to $900 a month on top of his job, money that required exactly $0 to start. The difference between Daniel and Alex wasn't capital. Neither of them had any. It was that Alex understood the business didn't require money, it required a single uncomfortable phone call, and he made it. If this video showed you a way to start something without waiting for money you don't have yet, that's genuinely the whole point of this list. Drop a comment telling me which of the three you'd actually try first. Hit that like button if this was useful, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Block, and I'll see you soon.